This is Sergeant Chris Richardson with the Tennessee Highway Patrol. Pedestrian safety is a two-way street. Both drivers and walkers need to do their part to keep roads safe. When you're walking, remember, the drivers may not always see you, so remember to use these tips to continue to walk safely. Wear bright clothes. Always use crosswalks and obey signs. Lights and reflectors should be used. And finally, keep alert and do not walk distracted. This message brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Patrol.
CJ Used Appliances, located at 3530 Jackson Avenue here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances has the best prices in town, sales and service, heating and air. Also the best appliances you'll find anywhere in the Mid-South. Refrigerators, microwave stoves, washers and dryers, deep freezers, dishwashers, whatever you need in used appliances. And folks, I'm telling you, they're the best used appliances anywhere you'll find. That's CJ Used Appliances, 3530 Jackson Avenue. All appliances come with warranty. You can call them at 901-487-7882. Again, 901-487-7882, CJ Used Appliances. Graphics Printing, located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, a complete print shop for all your printing needs. They do it all: color copies, resumes, funeral programs, rubber stamps, full-color business cards, wedding and graduation invitations, and more. 30-plus years of quality work and service. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, Tennessee, 901-345-9294. Graphics Printing. C&S Motors Auto Sales, located at 2508 Summer Avenue, here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-323-8778. C&S Motors Auto Sales has been around since 1984. Go by and see Chris today for some of the best pre-owned and used vehicles in the city. They have SUVs, minivans, cars, trucks, whatever you're looking for in pre-owned used vehicles. Hey, you can find it right there at C&S Motors Auto Sales. See Chris since 1984. They will treat you right. Call them at 901-323-8778. That's 901-323-8778, 2508 Summer Avenue, C&S Motors Auto Sales.
This is Sergeant Chris Richardson with the Tennessee Highway Patrol, here to explain the Tennessee Hands-Free Law, which is a new state law effective July 1st, 2019. In Public Chapter 412, it makes it illegal for a driver to hold a cell phone or a mobile device with any part of their body, to write, send, or read any text-based communication, to reach for a cell phone or mobile device in a manner that requires the driver to no longer be in a seated driving position or properly restrained by a seatbelt, to watch a video or a movie on a cell phone or a mobile device, and to record or broadcast video on a cell phone or mobile device. So, can I still talk on my cell phone while driving? Yes. A driver is permitted to use an earpiece, headphone device, or a device worn on a wrist to conduct a voice-based communication. The driver may use one button on a cell phone or mobile device to initiate or terminate voice communication, and voice-based communication may also be used to send a text message. Learn more at handsfreetn.com.
CJ Used Appliances, located at 3530 Jackson Avenue here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances has the best prices in town, sales and service, heating and air. Also the best appliances you'll find anywhere in the Mid-South. Refrigerators, microwave stoves, washers and dryers, deep freezers, dishwashers, whatever you need in used appliances. And folks, I'm telling you, they're the best used appliances anywhere you'll find. That's CJ Used Appliances, 3530 Jackson Avenue. All appliances come with warranty. You can call them at 901-487-7882. Again, 901-487-7882, CJ Used Appliances.
This is Sergeant Chris Richardson with the Tennessee Highway Patrol. Pedestrian safety is a two-way street. Both drivers and walkers need to do their part to keep roads safe. When you're walking, remember, the drivers may not always see you, so remember to use these tips to continue to walk safely. Wear bright clothes. Always use crosswalks and obey signs. Lights and reflectors should be used. And finally, keep alert and do not walk distracted. This message brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Patrol.
Under cloudy sky, a beautiful day to start your Monday. And I tell you what, that's 61 degrees and cloudy skies. I don't know about that. That kind of tells me something's going on out there in the atmosphere that shouldn't, not that shouldn't be going on. That's going to cause some disturbance, maybe some showers or thunderstorms or something later on in the night or tomorrow or something, or today. You never know. But at any rate, we have a great show lined up for you today. Hot topics of discussion, news that you can use, local, national, international. And the number to call is 901-213-6020. Again, the number to call is 901-213-6020. And I tell you what, things to talk about today. Man, I tell you, we got a big topic coming up in just a few minutes. And we'll tell you about that when we get started. Josh, good morning.
Good morning, Bob. Good morning, everybody out there listening, watching, tuning in, wherever you may be, however you may be checking us out, man. Another great show we got lined up for you today on this Monday morning, man. Ready to get it popping, cracking, rolling, kicking, jumping, screaming, yelling, all that stuff on this Monday morning. And, man, I definitely appreciate y'all, however you may be checking us out on today for doing so. And we're going to reward you with a great show that we got lined up today. A lot of stuff going on.
The people help make the show great, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. Your interactions with us as well in the multiple ways that you can interact with us. Well, first of all, I remind you guys about some of those ways. First of all, you can see right there going in between us there, the number. We can call and join in on the conversation, 901-213-6020. Once again, 901-213-6020. Also, you can hit us up on Facebook. Follow our Facebook page, Talk Back Live with Bob and Josh. Like our Facebook page, check us out there. As well as Talk Back Live Network on Facebook and WTBL Talk Back Live Network on Facebook as well. So check us out on all of those platforms, and we will be good to go as far as that is concerned.
Yes, indeed. And tell you what, man, I tell you, Greg hit us up and said storms late tonight and snow in the morning. Well, I think I heard something about that snow coming in. The temperatures, you got to get down and be right in the upper atmosphere and the lower down here on the earth. So in order for it to snow or, but hey, it all depends on how long that moisture remains in the area and how much snow we get. And I've heard one weather reporter said that West Tennessee, some areas could receive 1 to 2 inches of snow.
Wow.
Yes. And
that's crazy.
And that weatherman,
for us, that's crazy.
That weatherman and meteorologist is right here in Memphis.
Yeah.
So, hey, I tell you what, we'll keep our eye on that and talk about that as well. And when other big topics got coming up as well. 901-213-6020. And, hey, Josh, tell you what, let's get it on.
Let's get it on indeed.
And in the headlines today, we've got well, you all know what happened this weekend, and we don't have to say anything about it, but we will talk about it, and I know you already know what's going on. Well, what is going on with one leaving, but yet wanting to come back? Why did they leave in the first place? For a better thing, I understand that. Everybody wants to leave for a better thing. Is it always a better thing when you're leaving going elsewhere, or can you make it good where you are? Well, let's talk about it. Josh, Coach Norvell has gone. He has, Coach Norvell has abandoned his boys.
Oh, man.
Yes. He abandoned his boys. What seems to be, greener pastures. He abandoned his boys for what seems to be greener pastures. What's going on with this?
Well, abandon is such harsh terms, but I do understand it. I'm not going to say I don't understand. I do understand where that comes from.
I know.
Now, Coach Norvell, of course, as you may know from yesterday, the news and everything like that, is now the new head coach of the Florida State Seminoles.
Yes.
He will be coaching on Bobby Bowden Field. He made his debut to a marching band at Bobby Bowden Field. The field was empty, but they brought the entire marching band out for him to walk right through. Yeah, Greg, I know. For him to walk right through the middle of while they were doing their infamous chop, and that fight song that they have, which I always thought Florida State's fight song was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you got to think, for number one thing I've always said, and we're going to get to some news clips here in a minute. One thing I've always said, when you talk about Coach Norvell, and you talk about going to a job like Florida State, the pressure is immense.
Yeah.
Because think about what you're heading into now. You're heading into just another job. You're heading into one of the blue bloods of college football.
Yeah.
You're heading into a powder keg of pressure.
Well, this is probably what he wanted.
I think it is what he wanted.
He wanted to, with Memphis, he probably feels I can only go so far with Memphis.
Absolutely.
But with Florida, Florida
State.
Seminoles, Florida State, he can possibly go all the way to the national championship.
Absolutely.
So this could be a big stepping stone for Norvell here to take this opportunity to be at Florida State and to go higher in things. Now, one of the other things too, he didn't just leave Memphis because it was a better job or get a national championship with them and all of that. Is Florida, better weather and all of that. I think Norvell was considering other things as well. Mm-hmm. I think he was considering the city of Memphis, how horrible it is as far as crime is concerned.
Well.
It's terrible. It's a dangerous city, and his family living here, and he had the opportunity to leave. Those are I think that was one of the big factors as well that helped him make up his mind very easily.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you this. Now, I'm curious about how much that plays. I'm not going to be naive and say it doesn't play a factor. I mean, something like that, I can't imagine that it plays zero factor. But, it's one of those things where this is what I look at. The main thing to me is in his press conference.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to play the video here in a minute.
Yeah.
But in his press conference, the emotion that he showed when talking about Memphis, it wasn't one of those things where it was fake. It wasn't one of those things that was contrived to me. It really seemed like he had built a connection with the city, especially this year. So you got to think about what it's meant to him. This city has let him make huge strides in his own personal life.
Yeah.
And all the success, you get connected to these players. They become like a father-son relationship with a lot of these guys. They come up together from nothing to national names. Memphis is a nationally known football power, in my opinion, in as high as you can possibly go without being in the Power 5 conference. They're not in the SEC or the Big 12 or the Pac-10. They're in the AAC. But the AAC, as good as it's been, they've elevated the whole conference with them. To the point where Memphis is now literally the best Group of 5 team in the country. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting, man. I do understand his emotional connection, but I don't blame him for taking the Florida State job. I want to play this clip before we move on any further and get into this and kind of elaborate.
You guys don't think that Coach abandoned his boys?
No, there are people that think so, and if you do, let us know.
Yeah, you let us know. You think he abandoned them?
I've seen some of those comments.
He should, well, we'll talk about the other thing when we come back after this clip. I got a couple other questions I want to ask you.
Gotcha.
Should Norvell do this? Should he do that? Should he be involved in this? I'm going to ask those questions coming up after the clip.
Yeah.
Take a listen. You ready, Josh? Mm-hmm. All right, let's take a listen to this, folks. We'll be back.
A bittersweet day in the Tigers' den. Good evening, I'm Annette Pegler. It was just confirmed hours ago the Memphis Tigers are Cotton Bowl bound, but they will have to face Penn State with Norvell. The coach with the most wins in Memphis history is now Florida State bound. We asked sports anchor Jessica Benson to join us off the top to make sense out of one of the biggest sports days in Memphis football history. So Jess, break it all down for us.
Hey, Annette, absolutely. A whirlwind 24 hours for the Memphis football team Saturday night. Mike Norvell, the coach of the Cotton Bowl-bound AAC champions. Sunday morning, Mike Norvell, the new head coach at Florida State. He was formally introduced in Tallahassee this afternoon. He leaves behind a team headed to their first ever New Year's Six Bowl. The Tigers will face Penn State out of the Big Ten in the Cotton Bowl. That game is on December 28th at AT&T Stadium in Dallas, the biggest bowl game Memphis has ever played in, and they'll be without the head coach who got them there.
For all that I poured into that city, into that school, it poured just that much back into me. Was to ever leave, it had to be for the right fit, for the right place. I'm so grateful for the 4 years that I had there, but I know that this is the place and this is the time.
And here in Memphis, Ryan Silverfield will serve as interim head coach. The assumption is that he will coach the team in the Cotton Bowl. Now, Memphis Athletic Director Laird Veach said if the situation presents itself where Norvell can coach, they would entertain it. Still ahead in sports, we'll hear from Veach on the now coaching search at the U of M. Silverfield on why he wants that interim tag removed. For now, I'll send it back over to you, Annette.
All right, there you have it. What do you think? 912-136-020, and your comments are coming. Here's my thing on this. Coach Norvell has left. He's gone, and they won the conference, and he's left.
Yeah.
Now he's at Florida State. I heard the words and all that kind of stuff, the things he was saying while he was down in Florida about to cry and all of that good stuff. You know, I understand all of that. But now, do you think he should be allowed back to coach the Cotton Bowl game? I mean, you know, he did take this team all the way this year and got them in the position to where they could get the Cotton Bowl, beating a tough team, Cincinnati, twice on their own field, and other teams as well throughout the year. I think they only lost one game.
Yeah, they're 12-1. Yeah, which is the best record in the history of the school.
Yeah, and this is the best school has ever done in a football program. And now they're going to the Cotton Bowl. That's big, folks. That is
major.
big time. That's going to be in Dallas, Texas, at the what's the name of that stadium?
AT&T Stadium.
AT&T Stadium,
Which is the Dallas Cowboys Stadium.
right? And so they're going to be playing Notre Dame. Is it Notre Dame?
Penn State.
Penn State. Penn State. It's good. They're going to be playing Penn State down. That's a big game. That's a big opportunity.
Very, very.
To play a team such as Penn State. Do you think they could win this opportunity?
I know we asked, but yeah.
Okay.
See if we're plugged in there.
Let me plug it in here. Okay, who do we have? Who do we have?
We have James Jackson.
Okay, James, welcome to the show. Good morning on a Monday.
Look, the part I don't understand is why they do this still during the season. I mean, why they evidently this been going on way in the middle of the season or so. So why would they do this? You know, change coaches now in the conference game and everything else. Why they had to wait till now? Why they just couldn't wait till the end of the season?
Well, I mean, that's a good question, but I think Florida State wanted, an agreement. Okay, after your game, then you'll have to come down, because here's the thing. I don't think Florida State was going to the Cotton Bowl. They had to win these last two games in order to get to the Cotton Bowl. So Florida State would say, okay, we don't know if you're going to the Cotton Bowl, but we want you to come down and else and get this thing rolling. But here's my thing. I think they should have considered that if you do go to the Cotton Bowl, we'll wait till that's over and then come and sign you. I don't know. That seems to happen every year with coaches, even though they go to a bowl game.
Yeah.
These other teams that want them in a hurry and snatch them away from the other team. I never understood that.
Well, you know what? I'll put a little bit to that. And James, if you could turn your stream down just a little bit, because we can hear it in the background.
Get in the background.
But to that point though, I really think the reason why they hire these coaches right before the bowl game is because they want to get them started on recruiting as soon as possible.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what they're doing with Norvell. You need to have some stability, because before you jump in, I just want to finish the point. Is you need some stability. If you don't have a head coach, which they've been without ever since they fired, the guy that was there previously, they want recruits to know, okay, we got a guy. We got a guy that's highly regarded, and we want to get him here now. So even though I'm not a big fan of that and leaving the team without a coach during the bowl.
Okay, let me ask you this here. What if Memphis would have lost the game? Then with a distraction of the game, then.
Yeah, what you mean? It would have been
if they would have.
Yeah,
if they would have just lost the game and still, try to focus on the football game, but they saying, the coach finna leave, so they would feel like they had nothing to play for. The coach finna leave.
Well, I mean, they didn't though. I mean, it's kind of like a what if. I think Norvell handled it as well as you could. You know what I'm saying? It's not like what happened with Fuente. You know, that news got out in the middle of the year, and it ruined that team. I mean, that team fell apart. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, he did a great job with, no matter what. So.
Yeah, he did. He really did. And, so if he wants to move on, then, he move on. But the new guy, the assistant coach at Memphis, he wants the job, and he says he'll be here 20 years if he have to be. He's not looking to move on. All he wants to do is make the program good and make the program stay with the program.
And matter of fact,
that's kind of the way I feel. Yeah. I believe if you stay with a program, you're making the program good, that school is going to pay you, keep increasing your payment as long as you're doing good. Right. So why go chasing another for more money or a better prestige or whatever the case may be? But I don't know. Maybe
then it may take it more than 4 years to get it together.
Yeah, you're right. You don't know what's going to happen at Florida State. That's a brand new alliance then he's walking into.
And then another thing, I don't know why they don't have Memphis State up there with the big boys. I believe Memphis State just as good as any of them Alabamas and all them folks there too. But they would just not want to put Memphis up there with them. Memphis can go 20-0 in a season and still be at the bottom of the poll.
Well, it all depends on where they are, though.
That's what I'm saying. The conference, about the conference.
Yeah.
But still, though, I believe they ought to just mix it up, where other teams have a chance to play for a NAP championship too, regardless of who they are.
Yeah, that's a great point, James. It's a really good point. I definitely hope that changes here soon if Memphis gets in another conference. But man, I appreciate the call. I believe it's your first time calling, so I definitely appreciate that. Thank you, man.
We appreciate you.
All right, now y'all have a good day now.
Okay, you too. All right. 213-6020 if you'd like to call and talk to us. Explain to us what's going on with Coach Norvell. Why do you think he left Memphis? Do you think it's a good idea that he left Memphis? Think it's a good thing? Do you think it's going to ruin Norvell to go to Florida State and look at the possibility that he may not be able to turn that program around? How long do you think Florida State will put up with Coach Norvell? How many years if he don't do something or make this team look better? Do you think 2 years? Or if he goes down there in the first year and then they end up losing half of their games, do you think they'll start looking at him and saying, I don't know about this. This team needs to win more than 50-50?
Well, you know what? I definitely don't think it's going to turn around in a year. It's going to take some time. He's got to recruit. He's got to, it's almost like, I'm not going to say it's like Memphis. Actually, Memphis was in a better state when he took this job than Florida State, to be honest with you. If you get what I'm saying. Because Norvell took over from Fuente.
Yeah.
So at least something was working.
Right. Fuente had a program that was, that was on the move.
Yes. Now, with Florida State, they've been on the downturn for a while. Yeah. Willie Taggart didn't really help that much. He recruited some guys, but aside from that, Norvell's got quite a feat ahead of him. So, now, what I will say is this. They gave him a 6-year deal. It wasn't a 4-year deal like most people get. It's a 6-year deal. So, to me, that shows me that they have faith in him to give him this long leash. 6 years is a long commitment to a new coach. Mm-hmm. So that surprised me. I didn't expect nothing like that. And I was also surprised that he's only getting $3.7 million a year.
Is that all?
Yeah. Now, that is less than I expected. I expected somewhere around 5.
How much was he getting at Memphis?
I don't know exactly, but I think, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, I really feel like Memphis could have probably matched that.
I think Memphis could have beat that, man.
Probably. Now, you got to consider they're still paying Tubby Smith and stuff like that. So, but finances are kind of,
But that doesn't matter. If you got a guy that's going to stay with you, you don't mind giving him that kind of money. I don't know.
Oh, definitely don't mind. I agree with that.
But $3.5 million?
3.7.
3.7, that's all he was getting going to Florida?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I don't know. That doesn't sound good to me.
I got a couple comments in the watch party, and I'm going to go to some of the ones
we got a lot of comments in the other
Yeah, I
comments.
see all of them. I want to get some of these real quick.
Yes.
Outside here with some new folks. Just for a second and get right back to these. Kenny Adams, the Good Morning, Go Tigers Go. Curtis says, I believe he should be allowed to coach the Tigers during the Cotton Bowl. I hope that he desires to do so. I'll be disappointed if I find out that he does not desire to do so.
Well, I think he's desired to do so. I think he's already asked Florida State.
Yeah.
And could he take the opportunity to go ahead and coach this last game? Mm-hmm. And I think he should be there. I think he took this team as far as they did this year. He did this year. Mm-hmm. And, the final game to this year is not is Cotton Bowl.
Yeah.
It is as a result of what happened this year. Mm-hmm. And I think they should finish that out with their coach. And I think the players will be honored to be able to allow this to happen. And I think it would probably be, to me, I think it would probably motivate the players even more that this is his last game. They're playing for him, and the league is sending him off with a good sending.
Absolutely.
And I think this would motivate them and possibly could do very good in the game there.
Now, here's the thing to me. I think the Tigers have entered an interesting situation now because you got athletic director Laird Veach. If y'all remember, he's taken over for the last few months.
Yeah.
And he has already assigned Ryan Silverfield as the interim head coach.
Okay.
So one has to wonder, how do you have a head coach and an interim head coach at the same time?
Well, I mean, what I think he did that for was to have somebody in place here now as an interim so that the players will have someone to go to.
Yeah.
In case the other situation.
Plus, he's got to run practice, so that's true.
Yeah.
Call from
Birdman.
Greg, welcome to the show. Good morning on a Monday.
What's up, brother?
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you all?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good, man. Pretty good. I almost, had a cardiac Saturday night, Saturday afternoon, rather.
Oh, man, don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, man, it was. I have to confess to something about that. The end of that game, though.
Uh-oh.
I had to when Cincinnati got that ball back that last time, and they got that first 25-yard pass play into Tiger territory, right?
Mm-hmm.
I actually cut the TV off, cut my phone off. I waited when they got down to them last. When they got down, it was about, I want to say about 45 seconds, maybe a minute left.
Yeah.
I cut the phone off, cut the TV off for about 4 or 5. Cut it back on, rewound, and that's how I watched that last. I couldn't take it, man. My heart just couldn't take it, man. Couldn't take it.
Yeah, it was. In a game like that, man. What was it? How many seconds they had left on the clock? 53 seconds or something.
Something like that.
But that's too much. That's too much time.
That was plenty of time
to leave a team like that.
Right. And they had already been killing us on big plays.
Yeah, all they needed was a field, right?
No, they needed a touchdown.
No, they needed a touchdown.
They needed a touchdown. That's right.
And see, from what I remember seeing, that Cincinnati came pretty close on one play, and I thought, I'm trying to think, was that fourth down? And we almost thought it was going to be pass interference.
Yeah.
It scared everybody, but it ended up being holding on Cincinnati.
Man, it was crazy, man.
Yeah.
But look, I don't think I want to say, man, was look, coach should definitely be allowed to coach the game if Florida State would allow it. Simply because of this. It ain't like he backdoored his way into a bowl, at 6-6.
Right.
It ain't like he backdoored. He won the conference championship. 12-1, man, look, whatever he wants to do at this point, the university should let him do it.
Yeah.
The University of Memphis should, It's just, just to pay the respects for the man that did a great job for the university.
Right. And to not allow him to do it, either Florida not allowing him to do it or University of Memphis not allowing him to do it, really it shows lesser class to me.
It would be a shame.
For them not allowing him to be able to do this last game. If they did that, with him, then they would do it with another coach. It shows some type of anger. Why you left us? So no, you're not coming back. That's not a good way to do it.
Now I must say,
Florida State hiring him and said no, you can't go back and coach your last. Then I think right there it's starting off a bad relationship with that school and Coach Norvell. If that school says that, no, we cannot allow you to go back. You're not going back and the coaching that last game for your team. Then it makes you kind of wonder, why do you want me here then? That's a bad way to start a relationship.
That's true.
And I know we lost Greg, but yeah.
And I actually do agree with that. And because here's the thing. Here's what kind of surprised me. If you heard, athletic director Laird Veach, when asked about, if Florida State allows Norvell to coach, what would he do? He said, we'll think about it. That's essentially what he said. Yeah. We'll think about it if it happens. Mm-hmm. And he didn't give an automatic answer. So that kind of surprised me.
Yeah.
So I'm curious what that thought process is going to be. But we do have another clip because you were talking about Ryan Silverfield, right?
Yeah.
Now, we got some comments from him. Now, Silverfield's been on the staff since Norvell got here. He's been a big part of recruiting. He's been a big part of an assistant coach. He's had jobs from Alabama, from Kansas, from several other places throughout his entire tenure at Memphis. He's been the only assistant, I believe, to stay. A lot of his other assistants, like Chip Long, who's a head coaching candidate as well. Chip Long left, former offensive coordinator. Memphis left to go to Notre Dame. Mm-hmm. Several other guys left to go to Alabama or other places to be assistant coaches. Silverfield got calls from the NFL and Alabama and other places. Mm-hmm. He stayed. So that's an interesting point when you talk about that. And I've actually talked to some people that don't believe Silverfield when he says he'll stay. Some people believe that he's trying to be a salesman for himself and is just trying to sound like, hey, he's willing to do whatever.
Well, I mean, he came straight out and said, like other coaches do, they want the job and to get publicity or notoriety for themselves, and then once they get in good shape, good win, and good status, and all another word I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. But then they'll say, okay, I'll take this as an advantage,
stepping stone.
There you go, and go somewhere else. I believe him. I don't believe he will actually leave. I think he'll be glad just to have a job, and then a job with a team that he's winning. A job with a university that's not really that bad, of a job.
Oh, definitely not.
And so I believe he would stay here until he retires. If it's 20, 15 years, I believe him. I believe he would stay. And it's kind of strange that a coach would make that type of a statement, but, I believe him. Mm-hmm. I believe he would stay.
I want to believe him. I want to. It's kind of hard to believe in this climate that somebody would think that way, but you never know.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get some more of these comments, but I got to play this clip here, and we will be right back. I want to show you guys this, and we'll be back.
And we've got some good comments, too.
Absolutely.
Oh, man, I want to read some of these good comments from you guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, take a listen to this. We'll be back.
After a night of jubilation, a dose of reality.
He was a coach that I felt very comfortable with, communicated really well with, and appreciated the time we spent together.
Memphis lost their coach to the greener pastures of the ACC. It's an ever-present problem for a Group of 5 program, but this time around, the Tigers already have a candidate who not only wants the job, who has the job, but says he's in it for the long haul.
This is the job I wanted. This is not one of those where I take the job and I'm looking at other jobs. It's not a stepping stone for me. This is one of those 20 years from now we'll be having this press conference and I'll be heading off into retirement, and some of you younger folks in the room will still. It's been a fun ride. I'm off to the boat.
Memphis AD Laird Veach said interim head coach Ryan Silverfield is Ryan Silver is a candidate for the job. Instead, Veach will lead the search.
It is truly an open search, and we'll entertain candidates of all levels from all locations. We're going to find the best coach for Memphis football.
Let them go search the country. Let them go search the country. I think when it's all said and done, we'll sit back and hopefully whenever I get a chance to sit down with them, whoever they met with, so be it. It's always going to be about what we can accomplish here and continue in our process to have success here, and hopefully they see that as well.
We're going to move forward quickly, but we're going to do it in a way that allows us to make the best decision. So I won't put a time frame on it.
Under Norvell, assistant coaches came and went. Silverfield is the only one who was with Norvell from the start.
As you guys know, if you love Memphis, it will love you back. And it's been a unique experience here, and so honored to call this place home. And like I told you guys, and every year it gets asked, well, why'd you turn down this job, or why'd you do that? And for me, I feel like I got the best job in the country, and that will always.
If Mike Norvell's new job to coach the Cotton Bowl for Memphis, Laird Veach said they would entertain the conversation. But for right now, Memphis is acting under the assumption that Silverfield will coach the game for the Tigers. At the University of Memphis, Clayton Collier, Local 24 Sports.
All right, there you have it. And the athletic director made a statement that they're going to do a search until they find the best coach for the team. And the assistant coach, what's his name?
Silverfield.
Ryan Silverfield, the guy that said that's the interim right now, he says he wants a job forever. You know, whatever, however long he decided to stay. He's not going to use it as a stepping stone. And they said they're going to do a search anyway to find the best coach. And he sounded like was he angry, John? He said, well, let them do a search. Let them do their search if they want to. Let them go ahead and do this search.
Yeah.
You know, but it sounded like to me he was angry because they wanted to do a search. You know, I mean.
Kind of.
You're the interim, so.
You know what's funny about that? This was people, if you didn't see the whole press conference, and I know it was almost 40 minutes long watching it live, but here's the thing. They were doing the press conference together. Yeah. The athletic director and Ryan Silverfield. Yeah. They were right there next to each other.
Yeah.
The athletic director spoke first, then Silverfield. And I bring that up because Silverfield's saying this right in front of the athletic director.
Yeah.
Let them do their search.
Yeah.
I want to be the coach.
Yeah.
You know what I would do? I love it. I can't even lie to you. Number one, I see why Silverfield is able to recruit so well. I mean, how could you not want to play for this guy? You feel the energy coming from him. You feel like he's ready to flip the podium over as he's talking.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, saying that to the athletic director, the one that's responsible for you getting the job or not, and in that way, I mean, you know, you could have flipped him over and said, hey, okay, you do the search, I'll do the search. And if I find somebody better than you, that's because now you're the interim director and you said it that way, then I'll bring somebody else in here if you feel that way about it.
I hope Veach doesn't feel that way about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I just think, you know, you want a passionate coach.
Yeah.
You want a coach that wants to be there. You know, this isn't Florida State. This isn't Alabama. Even though Memphis is way up in stature compared to the way it used to be.
Yeah.
And this is a job, even the athletic director said the phone has been ringing off the hook from coaches that are trying to come here.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this question. There is a coach. Well, before I ask that, let me read some of these comments.
Yeah, Leon, Brodell, Jay, Greg, all of you that have come in, and Frankie. Leon starts it off. Good morning. He says, I'm here, Brodell. Good morning on the AAC Championship Monday.
Sure.
Yeah. And Leon goes, okay, go ahead and read the rest of it, John.
Okay.
Jay says, in the headlines today, we've got.
Yes, sir.
I think that's what I said already, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with him. Go ahead.
Oh, man. Y'all getting started already. But I definitely love it, man, and appreciate it. I'm trying to scroll here. What was the first one related to Tiger football? I know
Leon
it's
says,
not too far under that.
Tigers rock. Go UFM Tigers.
Mm-hmm.
Greg says, dang, Bob. Because I said,
Yeah, Norvell turned his back on
the boys.
Yeah.
I'm still representing the 90. The 901, that's what Leon says.
Mm-hmm.
And then Greg, two things that makes it all okay with Norvell leaving. You see that?
Yeah. Well, I'm getting it. Trust me. As soon as I get it, I'm gonna jump right.
Leaving the program better than when he got here, and he helped to make us champions. Okay, Greg. I don't think the state of the city had anything to do with his decision. Well, I mean, that's your opinion, Greg. It doesn't mean you're right. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But I mean,
and to me personally, I think, and maybe this, I feel like that could almost be another conversation.
Yeah.
But I feel like it wouldn't affect him as much as some others.
Yeah.
That's just me. But here's the thing now. I see where we're at now. Verdell says, hire Ryan Silverfield. The players love him, and I feel he can get the job done. That's a great point you bring up about the players, because yesterday he was presented by the athletic director in front of the players yesterday afternoon, as that Silverfield's going to lead them into the Cotton Bowl and stuff like that. And you know what happened, right?
What?
The players went nuts in a great way.
Oh, really?
They said, the athletic director even said it was one of the most special reactions he's ever seen for players reacting to a coach. So if you got all these players, there's a lot of guys that are coming back next year. So this team is going to be incredibly talented again next year. Mm-hmm. All these guys coming back, and they're reacting like this to this guy. Mm-hmm. How in the world can you not pick him as the next head coach? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That is very crucial. Well, if the players are willing to lay themselves on the line for this coach. Mm-hmm. TJ Carter's on Twitter last night saying Silverfield is coach in capital letters.
I mean, he has a right to say that, but that doesn't mean.
And Silverfield recruited him.
Yeah, that's true. That doesn't mean that he can go around and make statements and it comes true. But I think there are coaches out there that have called and written or whatever at the University of Memphis that they want the job. I think prominent coaches out there want this job.
There are some good coaches.
They used to have to beg coaches to come in and coach for the University of Memphis.
That's true.
But now, because of who they are and where they've gone, and
they're begging to come in.
People are wanting to come in here and take this team.
Yeah,
you're talking about prominent people, and I believe that. I don't think it's just nobodies and jerks and people that are, just can't coach. I don't think it's people that want the job that are high school coaches.
No. But I'm going to tell you something. Here's what the flip side of that. A lot of these folks that want this job want it so they can leave. They want this job so they can get that stone and step on it to the next one. Memphis is the big... Look, this is what Memphis is right now. Memphis is the biggest stepping stone ever. It's a giant stone that you can step on and just catapult yourself wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
So people see their future as a coach. All I got to do is come there with all this stuff that's going down. It's a cool school to go to now. All I got to do is not fail, and I can move on.
I mean, most schools are where coaches go to, and then things get better. People always tell you, if you're at a place and then you find something else that's better, take the better thing, take the more money, take it that's going to be better for you all the way around. That's just naturally so in jobs that, in the city or anywhere else you may go. So coaching is so different. It's a natural thing. I don't think it's evil for people to use any position as a stepping stone they want to go.
Yeah.
As long as they come, take care of their business, and they prove that who they are. If they want to go to the next level, fine. Mm-hmm. But if you can make the program better where you are, and you can get the same money rather than moving on, and you love the area where you are, then why get up and move? Just be there with the guys until you, like Coach Silverfield is saying. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Really, will he be able to stay after about 4 years, 5 years, and whatever, and then up and say, hey, you know what, guys, it's not working out for me. My family, we've talked it over. And
that's the worst way to do it.
And we prayed about it. And so, the prayer,
not the
God.
prayer. Oh,
yeah, God. And so we think now that we should give somebody else a chance. I think we're blocking the gate for someone else that really needs an opportunity, and I feel really bad for holding the opportunity up from someone else. So we're going to move on.
We're blocking our blessing.
We're blocking our blessing, and we're blocking someone else from being blessed.
You know who that sounds like?
Who?
That sounds like somebody else that wants to Memphis.
Somebody.
No.
I'm saying this could happen.
I want to finish though. You're not getting what I'm saying. This is going to surprise you. It sounds like somebody else that wants a job. Do you know who that sounds like that wants a job?
Who?
Hugh Freeze.
Hugh Freeze.
Speaking of prayer.
Yeah.
Hugh prayer Freeze, and lying at the same time.
No, I think.
Well, he got the NCAA violation. He cheated.
Yeah, but.
He cheated. Ole Miss is still being punished for what went on.
Yeah, Ole Miss is still being punished.
It's all under Hugh Freeze.
But is that a reason not to bring him to Memphis? He already knows he's been punished, so do you think he's going to come here and do the same thing? I don't think so. I think Hugh Freeze went haywire. He was messed up when Memphis did not hire him a few years ago for the job here, and he thought he had it, and they thought he should have been hired, and they did not hire him. I think he had to go to Arkansas State or something.
Yeah, that's where he went first, yeah.
And
beat the dog.
Beat the dog out of Memphis when they came over there to play him. So, but anyway, I think that, that kind of threw him off, and he went, did other things that were not right, and, but I don't know.
Quick comment. I'm seeing posted a couple times. Mark Bishop, shout out to you. I know he's posted a comment 4 times. I do not know the host hotels in Dallas for the Cotton Bowl. I'm sure there are places to find that out, but I do not have a clue.
Yeah,
as far as that is concerned.
Yeah.
So if anybody knows, please inform Mr. Mark Bishop of that information.
The host hotels. What does he mean?
Hey, look.
I mean, look up Dallas and look up some hotels there in Dallas that you might want to stay and book your reservation.
But I'm not trying to get into all that. But I know the host hotel, I'm sure it's got something to do with the team. Maybe they want to be outside the hotel for the teams and celebrate them. I get that. That's
okay. All right.
That's fine. But I'm just saying, I don't keep up with that, to be honest.
Okay.
Couple more comments here. Leon Mapstone says Ryan Silverfield should get the job.
Yeah, he should get it.
Kelly says, good morning. What's going on, brother?
Thanks for watching, Michelle.
Absolutely. Greg says there is a danger when hiring the protege that people will expect the 2.0 experience and will be disappointed when that doesn't happen. So basically he's saying they're going to expect Silverfield to beat Norvell 2.0 and do the same thing.
Well, I don't know. Well, that could be dangerous.
Yeah, I mean,
for Silverfield.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The expectations, 12-1 every year, maybe something like that. Even though Norvell, look, to be real, let's be real. There's a couple things about Norvell. This is why I had my thoughts about him getting into this season, why it was so important for him to succeed. He stepped up his game as a coach at every level this year.
Yeah.
I will give him credit for that in all areas. But leading into this fourth and final season, he had not won a bowl game. He had not won an AAC title game.
Yeah.
So those were the questions coming in. Memphis still has not won a bowl game in the Norvell era.
Yeah.
So I'm sure.
So,
and to be honest with you, I'm sure that's why he wants to coach.
Wants to come back and coach and try to win this bowl game. Yeah.
Yeah. He finally got that AAC title. I'm sure he wants to finish the job with these guys.
Yeah, I don't blame him for wanting to do that.
No.
And he's got if he's coaching, there's a big opponent in Penn State. You know, this is not going to be a cakewalk by any stretch of the imagination. This will be a good opponent for Memphis, though. You can find out where Memphis stand right now and where they probably would be next year when they come back if they beat Penn State in this game. Yeah.
Absolutely.
901-213-6020 is the number I want to call, and also you leave your message here. Leon says what?
Leon says, I understand his decision. Okay, he took all they could do. We are not in the Power 5 now. He had a chance of a national championship. Now he has a chance. That's something that Memphis will never do. I won't say never, but it's going to be real tough as far as you're in the AAC. Let's go Tigers, and I still would keep an eye on his teams. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to be watching. Because, look, you're stepping into a whole nother powder keg of pressure. Mm-hmm. You're coaching on Bobby Bowden's field. You're stepping into the shoes of Bobby Bowden at Florida State. And you know what
I used to love those Florida and Florida State games.
Oh, man.
Rivals. Are they still having those rivals?
Yeah, they still at the end of the year. Every year. But back in the day with Bowden versus Spurrier.
Yes.
So those are tough.
Yes.
Two personalities.
Yeah, we were there then.
Yeah, in Florida. Absolutely. That's a long time ago.
Yeah, long time ago.
Greg says they do these changes for a variety of reasons at this time of year. One being recruiting, which never stops. Yeah, recruiting never. Yeah. It's like a continuing machine. Verdale says they should change the rules and make it like the NFL. The season must be over, including the bowl, before a move can be made with a coach. So I know, Bob, you probably agree with that, don't you?
Yeah.
Or do you? What?
They should change the rules.
Yeah, he's saying that, look, at the end of the season, they shouldn't make a move until the bowl games are all over with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think they need to do that until if a team goes to a bowl game or to the playoffs or whatever, wait till the season is over before signing or even signing the coach to his new team. And I think that's out of respect to me, you know. Mm-hmm. And I think the other team that's waiting on the coach, I think they can wait, you know, from now until January the 1st? Mm-hmm. When the game, that's not too long.
Well, the game is December the 28th.
December 28th. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's not that long. So you think you're going to lose some top-ranked recruits because you're going to wait to December the 28th?
Let them go search the country. I think when it's all said and done, we'll sit back and hopefully whenever I get a chance to sit down with them, whoever they met with, so be it. It's always...
Yeah.
That's Sylvia. Something in the conversation.
Yes, he's still angry. And he really wants the job.
He wants his job.
Yeah. All right. Verdell says...
Whoa.
Wait a minute. Whoa. That Verdell.
Look, now he's GKP's footsteps there.
Oh, my goodness.
He said, we ain't that Bama level yet, but we can compete in the Big 12. Okay, as far as Memphis. I hear that. GKP says, will the real James please call him? Oh, man.
The real James.
GKP, you already...
Okay, so what was wrong with the other James that called?
Yeah, you called...
Oh, my goodness, man. This is...
See, he started something with a caller last week.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a whole nother story. Verdell says they ain't going to tolerate sticking with a QB like he stuck with Brady. Whoa. He's saying Florida State, Bob, ain't going to tolerate him sticking with a quarterback like he did with Brady.
Oh, no, I don't think they're going to put up with that.
That patience.
I don't think they're going to put up, even though he became a good quarterback.
Yeah, he did.
But I don't think they're going to put up with you.
Because last year was an entire year.
Allowing other quarterbacks to lead during the time when they could have done better than what he could have done, than what he did during
at the time.
At the time, yeah. No, I don't think they're put up with that.
No. And I'm going to tell you something else. I don't know how y'all feel about this, but you know what else I think could happen? Not saying it will, but I think it's a possibility that Brady White leaves to go to Florida State as well.
No.
I'm telling you.
Oh, how many years he got left?
He's got one more.
Well, that would be too much leaving your university where you at.
I don't think he should.
To another school. I don't know about that.
I don't think he should. Because evidently he loves Silverfield too.
Yeah.
So now if they don't hire Silverfield, and that's another reason, Silverfield has a lot of advantages right now. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The whole team loves him. He recruited all the recruits that we got committed to the team coming in for next year. And everybody wants him to have the job. So he's got the fans, he's got the players, he's got the recruits.
Yeah.
So, and now he done stirred everybody up with this press conference. I think it was very smart to just shoot off like he did.
You know, I thinking about what you just said about the quarterback going to Florida State to be there with Coach Norvell. You know what?
They're attached at the hip now.
I mean, that could be a possibility. I was saying no, but being the fact that he's gotten a lot better and he's going down there, you know, that could be a weapon that he could bring with him to try to make the program better. But, you know, will that actually happen, though? Will will he want to get up and leave and everything he's doing in school here and then go to Florida State to play down there for his last year? I mean, well, it couldn't. I mean, it could give him a great opportunity. It could get him in the NFL. I don't know. It all depends on how well he does. What do you think, folks? Do you think that Brady, what is his name?
Brady White.
Brady White should will leave if Coach Norvell asks him to come to Florida State to be the quarterback. And but you know, should he just go down there and check with the players that he have and find a good quarterback, or do you think he should bring Brady White down with him? And do you think that would work for Brady White? I don't know. I never thought about it now until y'all said it. I didn't think even about the point that he may go to Florida State with
Norvell.
Coach Norvell.
So think about not only the trust that Brady has in Norvell, but just imagine this, right? I don't know what the quarterback situation is at Florida State, so forgive me for that. But here's what I do know. A head coach and a quarterback relationship is crucial to any school, any football team. And Norvell, what we do know is that he trusts Brady White immensely. Brady White knows his system better than anybody else. And if you want a leader to come into Florida State and to know the offense and to know how Norvell does things, it would be a great buffer to have Brady White there. Now, I wouldn't want that to happen, personally. And this is kind of weird from a guy as myself that has criticized Brady White as much as I have.
Yeah.
But I kind of want Brady to finish out his career at Memphis now. You got one more year.
Yeah.
You know, and this team.
But by him being in the position he's in now as quarterback and as well as he's doing, do you think it would hurt Memphis to try to have to find a good quarterback, you know, with a new coach?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure about the situation behind Brady. I don't know much about Connor Adair, who's the backup right now. I'd assume he'd be the guy that will step in. I know he's got a big arm. I know he's impressed me in the very little that we've seen of him so far. But I don't know if he's ready to just step in and be that guy yet. I know they got Markavian Quinn, who's a guy we saw very little of. He's a dual threat quarterback that can run and throw as well. Good
now,
athlete.
Is it possible that some of the other quarterbacks that left would come back for their last year here?
I don't know. I mean, it depends on their scholarship situation.
Yeah. Now, that's Rod. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, Rod Tigert.
He made a statement here. He said, I thought Brady White had already transferred from Arizona State. That's a good point. If he transferred from Arizona State with Coach Norvell here, he could transfer. Could he transfer again to be with Coach Norvell in Florida?
Yeah, I don't know what the rules would be. Because I know, a lot of times if you transfer, you have to sit out. I'm not sure how that applies if he's graduated. I don't know where his status is with that. I know he's a great student. He might have graduated
unless they
already.
give him another year or something.
Well,
that wouldn't be too good.
They'd have to give you an exception for that.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too good. That would not be too good.
It wouldn't be good. Why not?
For him to go down there and then wait a year out and go.
No, as far as sitting down, no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
Yeah.
Here, real quick, couple more. I see, and we're going to take a break here in just a second. And I got the comments, by the way. So
okay, go ahead. I'm just going back. I lost some when I went out. I came back in. I had lost a ton of comments.
Yes, sir. Okay. Verdell says 2.5 here. Memphis could have got from them as far as money. 2.5 million is what he was making in Memphis. So you would think Memphis could beat 3.7.
Oh yeah.
They could have raised that money.
Yeah.
Jay says, let's understand this.
Selling hot dogs. They could have raised it selling hot dogs.
Yeah, true. Jay said, guys, let's understand this. Florida State owes Memphis nothing. Mike Norvell is their coach now. Period. And that's from GKP.
I understand that, Jay. GKP,
out of Memphis, Tennessee.
But the thing about it is, it's just out of respect to let the guy come back and coach his last game with the players he's coached all year long in the Cotton Bowl. It's out of respect. That's only natural. To me, that's a natural thing for me to even give a decision on, for Florida to say, oh, yeah, and I understand he worked for them now. And that's what I'm thinking about. It's the bad attitude for them that they will be displaying to say, no, you're not going and coaching that last. To me, that's, even though he worked for them, we've got to have a good working relationship, even though you're paying me to be here. We got to have a good relationship. And I think Coach Norvell wants to come back and coach this game.
Yeah.
And if Florida State says, no, you're not going. Bottom line, out of here. I mean, I think that's a bad way to start. And I think there'll be some bad vibes going on between the people.
Bad vibes.
Yeah.
Now, I got some more comments. I'm going to go ahead and read these before we go to break.
Yeah.
Here in the watch party, I'm going to go to this here. Doug Wilson.
Good morning, Doug.
He says, I honestly don't think he abandoned his team. It was part of a business decision on his part. Okay. And he's happy for him, and hopefully Coach Silverfield will be running the team next year. Go Tigers, go.
Yes, okay, all right.
Robbie says hello. Robbie McDermott.
Good morning.
Patty Ivies, hello.
Patty,
how you doing?
Good morning.
Billy Smitherman.
Mr. Smitherman.
He says, I am glad to have found this program. Well, thank you. We're glad you found us as well.
Yeah.
Daryl Wiggins Jr. says Connor Adair is a beast.
Daryl Wiggins?
Yes, he's called in several times.
Okay. I thought his name sounded familiar.
He's out of Arizona from Memphis.
Okay.
So, yeah. He says Connor Adair, the backup quarterback, is a beast, and he can run too. Okay. And he also said Brady White cannot transfer again because he transferred from Arizona State.
Oh, so you can
only do that NCAA rules. Even though he is graduated, you cannot transfer twice. Okay, thank you for that. Then he has another comment here. But the deal is Silverfield ran the run and O-line for 5 years. So think about that. He ran the offensive line and the running game. Those have been some of the two best areas Memphis has had.
Yeah.
So he helped Tony Pollard, Dale Henderson,
some of those people that went to the pros now.
Kenny Gainwell.
Yes.
Antonio Gibson, who is still on the team.
Right.
Norvell developed the quarterbacks.
Okay.
But you have to realize Norvell is from Central Arkansas. Dude had braids. Now, I don't know if y'all saw it. He had some cornrow braids in college. I don't know what that's got to do with it, but he said he was a G. He should cut his hair clean to not look like a G. Daryl, I love it.
Okay.
I think Norvell should bring the braids back, man, at North Florida State.
Nah, I don't think they'll like that.
They ain't gonna like that.
Nah, I think they'll cut his salary. They'll cut his salary to $1,000 a month. $12,000 a year.
Making minimum wage. Oh man. Let's take a break on that note.
Yeah, we'll come back and Frankie got a couple of statements.
Got to read
and some other people. We're going to read your statements coming up. Phone line are open. 901-213-6020. What do you think? From California, Arizona, North Carolina, New York, Florida, Memphis, all the people that are listening, what do you think about Coach Norvell leaving and going to Florida? What do you think is next for the University of Tallahassee? We'll be back after this. You're listening to Talk Back Live with Bob and John. And it is now 9:07, 7 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock time. And a very pleasant good morning to you on a Monday morning. We'll be back.
You're listening to Talk Back Live with Bob and Josh. Talking about current events and topics that matter.
This is Sergeant Chris Richardson with the Tennessee Highway Patrol. Pedestrian safety is a two-way street. Both drivers and walkers need to do their part to keep roads safe. When you're walking, remember, the drivers may not always see you, so remember to use these tips to continue to walk safely. Wear bright clothes. Always use crosswalks and obey signs. Lights and reflectors should be used. And finally, keep alert and do not walk distracted. This message brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Patrol.
CJ Used Appliances, located at 3530 Jackson Avenue here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances have the best prices in town, sales and service, heating and air. Also the best appliances you'll find anywhere in the Mid-South. Refrigerators, microwave stoves, washers and dryers, deep freezers, dishwashers, whatever you need in used appliances. And folks, I'll tell you, they're the best used appliances anywhere you'll find. That's CJ Used Appliances, 3530 Jackson Avenue. All appliances come with warranty. You can call them at 901-487-7882. Again, 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances.
Graphics Printing, located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis. A complete print shop for all your printing needs. They do it all. Color copies, resumes, funeral programs, rubber stamps, full-color business cards, wedding and graduation invitations, and more. 30-plus years of quality work and service. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, Tennessee, 901-345-9294. C Graphics Printing.
C&S Motors Auto Sales, located at 2508 Summer Avenue here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-323-8778. C&S Motors Auto Sales has been around since 1984. Go by and see Chris today for some of the best pre-owned and used vehicles in the city. They have SUVs, minivans, cars, trucks, whatever you're looking for in pre-owned used vehicles. Hey, you can find it right there at C&S Motors Auto Sales. See Chris since 1984. They will treat you right. Call them at 901-323-8778. That's 901-323-8778. 2508 Summer Avenue, C&S Motors Auto Sales.
This is Sergeant Chris Richardson with the Tennessee Highway Patrol, here to explain the Tennessee Hands-Free Law, which is a new state law effective July 1st, 2019. In Public Chapter 412, it makes it illegal for a driver to hold a cell phone or a mobile device with any part of their body, to write, send, or read any text-based communication, to reach for a cell phone or mobile device in a manner that requires the driver to no longer be in a seated driving position or properly restrained by a seatbelt, to watch a video or a movie on a cell phone or a mobile device, and to record or broadcast video on a cell phone or mobile device. So, can I still talk on my cell phone while driving? Yes. A driver is permitted to use an earpiece, headphone device, or a device worn on a wrist to conduct a voice-based communication. Driver may use one button on a cell phone or mobile device to initiate or terminate voice communication, and voice-based communication may also be used to send a text message. Learn more at handsfreetn.com.
You're listening to Talk Back Live with Bob and Josh. Talking about current events and topics that matter. Call in now. 901-213-6020. 901-213-6020. Now, here's Bob and Josh.
And welcome back to the show, Talk Back Live with Bob
and Josh.
It is now 9:12, 12 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock Central Time, and a very pleasant good morning to you on
Yes.
And a very pleasant good morning to you on a Monday morning. Yes, a lovely, wonderful Monday morning, and starting your day off at 61 degrees under cloudy skies. Yes, a beautiful day to start your day, and Greg wants to be a weatherman, and he says there's a chance of rain and thunderstorms this evening, tonight, and then snow tomorrow. Just changing the snow. So we'll see what Greg knows, and Greg, you're talking to one of the best weathermen that you can find anywhere locally. So, Greg, I just want you to know that.
Y'all need to know Bob is our chief meteorologist.
Yes.
Here on the Talkback Live Network.
Yes.
So y'all check that out. But
the only.
That's it. Yeah. Oh man.
All right.
But
901-213-6020.
Yes.
Talking about Coach Norvell leaving the Memphis Tigers, and should he have stayed though? I mean, what's the big deal? Going to Florida State University, I know it's a bigger job, better job, maybe. But I think Memphis could have matched what he got, that little money he got for going down to Florida State.
Yeah, that was what surprised me.
I thought he was getting something, man. 8 million?
Yeah, 3.7.
3.7 million. He was getting 2.5, somebody said, here at Memphis. I thought he was getting something. They gave him a few more change. Out of a big program like that, man, I thought he was getting close to 4.5. 4.5 million. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Back to the phones.
Call from.
We can join you.
To accept, press 1.
And
that's Daryl Wiggins Jr.
Daryl Wiggins Jr. Welcome to the show. Good morning.
How you doing, man? I have two thoughts for today. I want to give you guys props. You guys do a very good job. I show you guys every single morning, every time I listen to the show, you guys are doing a good thing, man.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate it, brother. And you're in Albuquerque right now, right?
Yeah, man. I'm in right now, man. You're chilling on my porch and feel good outside. What am I doing while I get out of work?
Yes, sir. That's what's up, man.
So two things, man. Is there any kind of way that we can fund you guys for you guys to go a little bit above Memphis? You guys go above Memphis? You guys go to Mississippi, anywhere all over the world, or you guys just local?
Well, as far as funding, we do have Cash App, which I actually can put out on the screen here. But Bob, if you want to give our Cash App information.
You want to put it up there, type it up there?
I'm not sure.
Man, I'm trying to get you guys know, man, because you guys do it. You guys do good. I listen to Bobby OG at WDIA all of my life. You guys are at that level right now.
Okay,
man. Well, I appreciate.
Yeah, we've been around for some time.
Yeah. So my second thing about Norvell. Okay, well, I'm talking about when he had the Braves. When he was in Central Arkansas.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
So how many white guys y'all know from Central Arkansas getting their braid named her?
Look, Daryl. I think that's the best question we done got in years. You know what I'm saying? Because look, I was tripping. So, I remember I saw that on Google when they first hired Norvell. I'm looking up, so let me find out about this guy. One of the first things I see is that purple jersey and the braids. I'm like, oh man, this is it. That's why they hired him right here. for him to come to Memphis. But it's incredible, man. Yeah, so that proves he's got a little something there. Yeah.
So far as Brady White, he cannot transfer again. He already was a graduate transfer coming from Arizona State.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
Due to NCAA rules, he cannot transfer again, even though he graduated. Now he can go with him as a quarterbacks coach, or he can leave the team and sit out for a couple of games, and he can be reinstated. But I don't think Florida State will want him because they don't even want Norvell, which is a tragedy to me.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good point.
I mean, Norvell. I mean, a lot of people on Facebook, they saying Norvell left us. He used Memphis as a stepping stone, but actually, we used that because if it weren't for him and Fuente, Memphis wouldn't even be known. We got game day and then happy belated birthday to our AAC championship, which we never had. So we basically used each other. Gal was a class act. He left on the up and up. So if he does fail and he needs to come back, I would accept him back with open arms.
Okay. That's a good point, brother. That's a good point. And, we'll see what happens. But now I must ask you this. How do you feel he does at Florida State? Do you think he can flourish down there, or do you think it may be too big for him?
Well, first of all, I think he still got Memphis in his heart, and I don't like the color that he wearing right now, but I gotta respect it. And they had a picture on him when he had his daughter. He was introduced to the basketball team.
Yeah.
And I put on Facebook. I was saying his daughter was like, "Where am I? I don't smell any barbecue. Where is Beale Street? Who is all these people I don't know?" I was like, the girl was like, "Oh, why am I not in Memphis blue? I mean, what is this color I got on?" She didn't understand what was going on right now.
Hey, look, I just put that picture on the screen, and because I saw that, I did see that. She did look like she was wondering what's going on here.
But he looks happy. I think he just need a new singer. There's a lot of stuff going on in Memphis. I mean, you got to look at it. There's a lot of crime out there. I don't know what's going on in Florida State, but I think I will give them a couple of years. The fans can settle down. We settle down. We accept our new coach. They accept their new coach. We just keep it moving, man. Marriages break up all the time, but you know what I'm saying? People get back off a divorce, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely, brother. Hey, man.
That's all I wanted, man. You guys keep up the good work, and I'm going to get off y'all line. Let somebody else get in, man. Go Tigers, go, man. Big up, miss.
Absolutely,
hey, man, we
brother.
appreciate you calling, though.
All right, y'all be good.
You too, bro. Okay. Back to the phone line.
All right, and the caller that was just calling, if you would call back now that we're off with that call, you're welcome to call back. 901-213-6020. And pretty sure it was something they really wanted to say because they kept trying to get in while the other guy was talking. But the phone lines are open now if you want to call. All right, Josh, Rod Tigrit?
Yeah, Rod. I like to say Tigrit.
Yeah.
Because he's in the Tiger group.
Buy-in is infectious, and the next record results are about
the next recruits are brought in.
Okay, go ahead and read that.
Call from.
All right,
welcome to the show. Good morning on a Monday.
Good morning, Josh, and you got the name right. Couple things.
Okay, you're going low. We can't hear you. What's your name?
My name. This is Rod Tigrit.
Okay, hey Ron, how you doing?
What's up, brother? How you doing? And you did get the name right.
Awesome.
Right. People say want to say Tigrit all the time, but it is Tigrit.
Tigrit. Okay.
Perfect. Fast, I want to step back to Coach Silverfield a little bit,
yes, sir.
And just kind of throw a case there, and then I got one comment on Brady White, and then I'll let you guys go. One thing, he's a capable guy. The players like him a lot. Y'all already stated that.
Mm-hmm.
But two things, as a businessman, I have to throw it out there. Football is business, right?
Yeah,
when you have buy-in from your team, whether it's a bunch of 18 to 22-year-old kids, or if it's adult, the working adults out there that are not playing football. If you don't have buy-in from your team, the success and your objectives are not going to get executed to the fullest until you gain that buy-in. Here's the key. Once you get the buy-in, you have people, it's infectious, okay? Okay, and with Silverfield, you've got the buy-in of the players right now.
Yep.
You've got the buy-in of the incoming recruits right now.
Okay.
And that train of the buy-in in the system and what he's doing and what his staff is doing is going to continue, and the train keeps moving. The downside is that, the only downside I see is he doesn't have a whole lot of play calling experience, right?
Okay.
And people will say, well, that's what offensive and defensive coordinators are to do. Wrong. You know what I'm saying? This guy has to lead the team, right?
I agree.
There's a gray area right there, right? And there's been some points made out there. But I believe, Silverfield is our guy. I think he's got the experience. I think he's got 6-7 years in the NFL at some capacity.
Mm-hmm.
He's got coaching experience from high school all the way up to where he is now. So, this guy is dedicated. His statement of, I love this city, I'll be here 20 years from now, whatever. We've heard it before. We've heard other coaches say that. But at the end of the day, I think this would be a smart choice at this point in the choosing process. My next point on Brady White, I know he had the Braves. I can't believe y'all hadn't heard the story out there, but he lost. He lost a bet with some of his other teammates or schoolmates back then.
Oh man!
And he had to braid his hair. Right?
Okay.
Oh man, that makes sense.
He lost the braid. He ain't all that in the bread basket. Next comment. Also, one more. I'm sorry, I had the third one. I am extremely happy for Coach Norvell. I knew it wasn't about the money. Okay. It was all about the money. It was about money. That's always about money. But I knew it wasn't just all about the money.
Yeah,
he has an opportunity. He has an opportunity to do something down there that he had to do here. He has goals. His family has goals.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be a Norvell fan. Florida State, you got my root. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for Coach Norvell. I hope y'all come back to the prominence with this guy, and I think he's the guy that's going to do it. Next thing is this: we're going to go. We're going to win that daggum Cotton Bowl.
Yes.
I think the kids are going to be fired up enough about it that they're going to go out there and they're going to play their little hearts out for this coaching staff to complete what they started back in September.
Yeah, and that's, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah, that's just, I think they're going to play their hearts out. Will they win? I don't know. But I think Penn State has got something coming towards them, right, that they probably hadn't seen before, and that's an energy beyond energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've got the eye of the tiger, and they're going to go out there and they're going to fight. And a lion's going to figure out what the Tigers are about.
And you know what? And just real quick, I cannot wait because I love the fact that Memphis essentially facing a blue blood. At least I like to still call them that, Penn State, because it's not just that they're in name alone. That's a really, really good Penn State team with James Franklin, who's done a great job bringing that program back around. But I'm curious about this. How do you feel, Rod, as a Tiger fan? Do you want Norvell? It seems like he wants this game. Should they let him do it? Should they let Silverfield do it? If Florida State allows him to, would you want Norvell to coach and finish the job?
All right, so Florida State has already announced that Odell, I think it's Haggins, is going to be coaching the game. Basically, it's stated that Norvell will be on the sidelines with him. Not really, I don't know how much participation he'll play in that factor. I think Norvell should stay and focus on his next task.
Okay.
And that's putting his staff together and building the product that he wants to build down there from ground zero. I am confident in who we have that will go out there and will play a competitive game. I'm not saying he shouldn't. I think he should. I'm not saying he should or shouldn't, but I think I say he should stay there, okay? Not out of bitterness, because I love the guy. He's a unique coach, and I would be happy to see him come back, but I think it's time that we move on and that Florida State moves on and Mike Norvell moves on.
I can see that due to the fact, I can see that only due to the fact that they made the hire before the Cotton Bowl. Now, if they had made the hire and then had him come down to Florida State after the Cotton Bowl, that would have been a different story. But since they've done it before the Cotton Bowl, and for him to come back, it's like, okay, let me go back and...
You got your foot halfway in.
At the other location, and you're trying to be there. I can kind of see.
Now, Scott Frost did that in Nebraska. They let him come back and coach that game and beat Auburn. But that might have been a different type of deal.
Yeah, it all depends on the. I don't know. But I would support it either way. But it all depends on the way it looks and the way it is, the way it feels, being on your new job and that type of thing, and all that other kind of stuff, and then coming back.
It's a lot of factors.
Yeah, it's a lot of factors. It all depends on the way it would go. But
yeah.
So one more for you.
Yeah,
I am a diehard anti-freeze.
Okay. Anti-freeze. Okay.
Anti-freeze, baby. We can put Prestone labels on it, whatever we want. I just don't see that guy being here no more than 1 or 2 years. So anyway, y'all have a great day. Thanks for letting me come on. I enjoy your show, and hope it keeps growing.
Hey, appreciate you, sir.
Man, I appreciate it a ton.
All right, 901-213-6020.
That's Rod, and he's. Yes. I love the way he put that antifreeze, anti-Hugh Freeze.
Yeah.
And let me know, are there any more anti-freeze out there?
You against Hugh Freeze coming and coaching the University of Memphis? Do you think it'll be a bad choice, or do you just go with the guy they have already that's there for the University of Memphis? Yeah.
Just got a comment in not the most recent, but I just noticed Dominic Lawson on the comments here.
Yeah, I was looking at that,
shout out, man. Comes on with me every Tuesday on the sports show. He says, I love Silverfield. I'm with Josh. He appears ready. However, you have to go through this process and do the national search. If we consider our school a national program, then we have to conduct national program activities. If Silverfield is best candidate afterwards, then great. But we have to go through the process. Removing the interim tag now is an emotional move, and making emotional moves in business is never best.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
Yeah, okay.
And, I think it's like this. I do understand that, and really the emotional part is coming from Silverfield. Because and here's what I think was business by Silverfield, right? I know people say when they hear me say he's brilliant, this is what I mean. He knows he has the backing of the team. He knows there are some fans that know who he is, right? Not everybody. Everybody doesn't know the offensive line coach. You get what I'm saying? It's not a glamorous position. But the name has been heard. Everybody knows. In Memphis, that matters. They know who Ryan Silverfield is now after yesterday.
Yeah.
He put his heart on his sleeve, and he made a business and emotional decision by just spilling his guts to the masses of the Memphis
media. And if you never heard of him, you never knew he was a part of the team, you do now.
You do now. You most likely want him to coach. So that's why I think it was smart by him to kind of push the envelope, so to speak.
Yeah.
And put the onus on the athletic director, because Laird Veach is still pretty new. And you got the fans, you got the team, key players on the team, including Brady White, who seems to be behind Silverfield as well, publicly stating so on social media. And now the fan base, the season ticket holders, the people that pay the money to get in the stadium, it seems like they want him as well.
Yeah.
And from my perspective, from a business standpoint, you're going to have to look at that too. So it's going to be tough. Not to say you automatically give him the job. I do think you need to do your due diligence.
Yeah.
But you can't forget.
Yeah.
And it better be a good hire if it's not Silverfield.
Yeah. Frankie makes a couple of statements here.
Yes. Let's see. Well, here's Jay right before that one.
Okay.
He just, it's silly, but he says, whoa, 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 Verdell. Because Verdell said, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, okay. Bradell was out of place there. Yeah.
But here's Frankie. Says, I don't think Brady White will leave because he will have to learn those plays all over again. And I've never been a Brady fan. That's a good point. Brady White is in grad school. He is.
Yeah, I wasn't a Brady White fan either because I think that, he was chosen by Norvell
Before
over other good players and they happened to leave. I think he should have given those other players an opportunity rather than bringing this guy in and, this is my son. I'm going to let him play regardless of how good he is, how bad he is. So, and I'm going to tell you something. He's done a lot.
Oh,
he's
absolutely.
Done very good.
This second half of the year was amazing. And to say this, last year, remember, it nearly split the team in half. With Norvell sticking with Brady. All locker room reports. And I stated this last year before the commercial appeal, put it out the next year. But I stated when it was going on that with the David Moore Brady White decision split the locker room because a lot of people were really close with David Moore. But Coach Norvell stuck with Brady. People didn't it's not that they hated Brady. They just knew David Moore better. Brady was new, so it was kind of a bad situation. But nonetheless, I got Rod here with another comment. He says, working on his doctorate, which he is, Brady White, and he sat out when he transferred from Arizona State. So, again, we now know the rules as far as that's concerned. GKP says, Bob, forget about it. It's over now.
Forget about what?
Luther Vandross says, it's over now. Oh, man. Rod letting us know about the bet that was lost. Let's see. GKP says, guys, stop it with the crime thing. Norvell and his family were well protected while they were here. Yeah. I'm sure their neighborhood was. See, that's what I'm saying. Their neighborhood wasn't too crime.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean their neighborhood?
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, okay.
They ain't putting Norvell up in, well, I ain't going to say. But Dominic says, teaser alert. I believe Mike Norvell's contract with FSU is just right. And I'll explain why tomorrow on the talk. Okay. Well, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Let's see. Reading a little bit more.
Lucas, they still raping people over there? What? What is he doing?
Okay.
Over where?
You must let us know where, Jeb, before you continue.
They still raping people over there.
What, Florida State?
Florida State?
I don't know.
I mean,
unless I missed something.
I don't know, Jet. What's going on, man? Okay. Greg want to know too. He says, I think he should coach. Players are expected to play, so coaches should be as well. Yeah, if he doesn't, then I think it'll be okay. Okay, Greg says, I'm anti. I guess as well.
He's antifreeze as well.
Yeah, antifreeze too. Who's that? Rodell. Everybody don't want freeze to come.
A lot of antifreeze out there.
Yeah.
It's getting cold. You need that antifreeze.
Jet says, what is September?
I don't even see. Like, you got more than me now.
Jet says, remember everyone having a fit when, let me pull my glasses down here. Fit when D'Angelo skipped his bowl game.
Yes.
It wasn't even a bowl, a big bowl either. And a player could get injured, causing them to lose millions.
I remember that.
And coaches don't even have that risk. Let's see more. Don't even have that risk. Okay. So by Norvell going to coach a game, and is that a risk? Is that what you said? Would that be a risk for him to go and coach a game?
No, I don't think that's what. I wish I'm about to pull it up now. Here we go. Okay, I got it right here.
Okay.
When he says, I'm going back a little bit now. He says, I think he should coach. Players are expected to play, so coaches should be as well. Okay. So what he's saying is, he's kind of putting it along the lines of, people say players should play no matter what in bowl games.
Yeah.
Even if they have something at stake when it comes to the draft. Right? A bowl game doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. It's a big deal, depending on what the bowl game is, but it's not a national title. And as far as the list of importance, if a player is going to get drafted in the first round, a lot of people have the argument that maybe he shouldn't risk it in a game that ultimately doesn't really matter. He's not getting paid
and
for
the
it.
opportunity of missing millions of dollars in the NFL.
Exactly. So
I'm of the old school.
Okay.
I'm of the old school. I believe if you started with the team, you should finish with the team. I mean, so by you hanging out saying, I don't want to get injured because, people are offering me, $20 million in the NFL, and that type of thing. How did they get to know you in the NFL? By you playing on the field and playing as a team and doing your thing as a player. Mm-hmm. So to abandon your players...
That's the word you used,
abandon your team players just because, you don't want to get injured, and that type of thing, I think it's...
Is that abandonment?
I think it's disrespect to the team because they work hard to make sure you got there. I don't know.
Well, I could see both sides of that. I could.
Yeah.
But here is... I think I see what he meant now by the rape. Penn State.
Oh,
Lord, come on.
Oh, God.
See? Come on, man.
Oh, God.
GKP Sandusky style. Come on. Jerry Sandusky. No, we're long past that era.
Yeah.
It's James Franklin out there doing his thing. Former Vanderbilt coach.
Oh, well. All right. 901-213-6. Is it 602? Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
901-213-6020. Somebody else was trying to call in earlier. They didn't get through. If you'd like to call, you're welcome to call in now and give your comment on this particular situation.
Now,
Josh, we need.
I will say this just real quick. I don't know if you can compare D'Angelo skipping his bowl game and Norvell not coaching. Now, Norvell wants to coach the game. It's not like he's trying to skip out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, I don't think... It's different where, Norvell has actually gotten another job.
Yeah.
Now, with D'Angelo, he had not been drafted in the NFL yet. Mm-hmm. So he was taking his own chance of not playing so he could, then get drafted or get another job.
And not be injured and then not get out there and get injured. And then they look at him and say, oh, no, we don't want you now.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's different than Norvell because Norvell actually has that other job now.
Yeah, he actually has it. Yeah.
So.
Oh. Yeah, you're right.
But I get your point.
Yeah. 901-213-620. And, and I'm going to transition here quickly to something else real quick. And this is very disturbing to me. And I don't know how many of you heard here in the Memphis area this weekend.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you want to take a break and then come back and finish with that?
Yeah. Let me take a couple of commercials.
Yeah.
And let's come back and I'll talk about what I'm talking about. This is very, very serious. And I want to see how many of you agree with me and what you think about this situation. We'll be back after this. It is 9:39, 39 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock. Good time and a very pleasant good morning to you. On Monday morning. We'll be back after this.
This is Sergeant Chris Richardson with the Tennessee Highway Patrol. Pedestrian safety is a two-way street. Both drivers and walkers need to do their part to keep roads safe. When you're walking, remember, the drivers may not always see you, so remember to use these tips to continue to walk safely. Wear bright clothes, always use crosswalks, and obey signs. Lights and reflectors should be used. And finally, keep alert and do not walk distracted. This message brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Patrol.
CJ Used Appliances, located at 3530 Jackson Avenue here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances has the best prices in town. Sales and service, heating and air. Also the best appliances you'll find anywhere in the Mid-South. Refrigerators, microwave stoves, washers and dryers, deep freezers, dishwashers, whatever you need in used appliances. And folks will tell you they're the best used appliances anywhere you'll find. That's CJ Used Appliances, 3530 Jackson Avenue. All appliances come with warranty. You can call them at 901-487-7882. Again, 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances.
Graphic Printing, located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, a complete print shop for all your printing needs. They do it all: color copy, resume, funeral program, rubber stamp, full color business cards, wedding and graduation invitations, and more. 30 plus years of quality work and service. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, Tennessee, 901-345-9294. Graphic Printing.
C&S Motors Auto Sales, located at 2508 Summer Avenue, here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-323-8778. C&S Motors Auto Sales has been around since 1984. Go by and see Chris today for some of the best pre-owned and used vehicles in the city. They have SUVs, minivans, cars, trucks, whatever you're looking for in pre-owned used vehicles. Hey, you can find it right there at C&S Motors Auto Sales. See Chris since 1984. They will treat you right. Call them at 901-323-8778. That's 901-323-8778. 2508 Summer Avenue, C&S Motors Auto Sales.
This is Sergeant Chris Richardson with the Tennessee Highway Patrol, here to explain the Tennessee Hands-Free Law, which is a new state law effective July 1st, 2019. In Public Chapter 412, it makes it illegal for a driver to hold a cell phone or a mobile device with any part of their body, to write, send, or read any text-based communication, to reach for a cell phone or mobile device in a manner that requires the driver to no longer be in a seated driving position or properly restrained by a seatbelt, to watch a video or a movie on a cell phone or a mobile device, and to record or broadcast video on a cell phone or mobile device. So, can I still talk on my cell phone while driving? Yes. A driver is permitted to use an earpiece, headphone device, or device worn on a wrist to conduct a voice-based communication. The driver may use one button on a cell phone or mobile device to initiate or terminate voice communication, and voice-based communication may also be used to send a text message. Learn more at handsfreetn.com.
You're listening to Talk Back Live with Bob and Josh. Talking about current events and topics that matter. Call in now. 901-213-6020. 901-213-6020. Now, here's Bob and Josh.
And welcome back to the show, Talk Back Live with Bob.
And
this is Sergeant Chris Richardson with the Tennessee Highway Patrol. Pedestrian safety is a two-way street. Both drivers and walkers need to do their part to keep roads safe.
Those of you that are listening on the East Coast, it's 10:45. Those of you that are in Arizona, let's see, New Mexico, I think it is 8:45. I think it's 8:45 in your area, and on the West Coast it's 7:45 in the morning. So in California. All right, thanks for joining us today. And I have a problem. some things that have happened this weekend in Memphis. Oh, it is so disturbing, guys. So disturbing. And my problem is that are we concerned about the shootings and the killings that happen in our city? It seems like every day, and I'm going to talk about what happened this weekend, even more touching to me, but every day of the week there's a shooting, there's a killing. I mean, man, my goodness, black people killing black people. If we keep it up, nobody would have to kill us off or send us back or send you anywhere. You won't be here anymore. I mean, think about it. Every single day, people getting shot at, getting killed, getting murdered, especially black on black. I mean, you know, every newscast that comes on, whether it's in the morning to noon, there's another shooting. From noon to 4, there's another shooting. From 4 to 6, there's another shooting. From 6 until 10, there's another shooting. And from 10 till 3:30 in the morning, there's several other shootings overnight. I mean, what's the problem? I mean, you know, it's a spiritual thing. I know, you know, it's demonic, what it is. But, I mean, come on, folks. You can get a better handle on yourself than that. And one of the disturbing things that really disturbed me this weekend, we had 2 kids who were killed. One a 13-year-old, and then another one I think is 5 years old.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
Yeah, was shot and killed.
Mm-hmm.
In the midst of all this crazy crime that's going on. I mean, that really, really disturbed me. Back a few months ago, you had kids that were being killed. And still, to me, it's just, I don't know. What is it? What do they want? I mean, some people say, well, it's because the jobs are not available and people trying to feed themselves. They're trying to eat. That's not the case. Some of these idiots be going in, robbing, driving Mercedes.
Yep.
Some of these people walk in the store wearing better clothes than the people that work at the store. Just go in and just rob people and then get in a car and they're gone. I don't think it's because people are wanting, trying to feed themselves. I think it's just crime. I think it's evil. I think people looking to do evil things to other people. You know, people are not hurting like that to do the crime. There's no excuse for crime. I don't care what it is. There is no excuse for shooting people and killing people the way this is happening here in Memphis. And Coach Norvell's probably happy he's gone. Some people say, well, in the neighborhood that he lived in, he wouldn't have to worry about that. But the thing about it is he has to get on the interstate sometime or another. And these idiots shooting people on the interstate, just grabbing a gun, let me just pow, shooting at anybody. People coming through town, new people just going through, don't know anything about Memphis. Can't get shot if some of these idiots want to get on the freeway and shoot. I mean, it used to be a thing that I used to love to travel over Memphis, a family, get in the car and go riding, and see certain areas of town we've never seen. But man, I wouldn't dare do that today. It's too dangerous.
Yep.
It's really whenever you're in a city and it gets to this point that you can't leave, you're afraid to leave your house. It's sad.
And
a lot of people at this point in Memphis are afraid to leave their house because they're afraid of what they might run into the streets. And for these 2 kids to lose their life this weekend, I don't know exactly all of the details behind it. Maybe some of you know in the few minutes we have left, maybe you can call us or whatever and let us know what went on or what was the situation. I know with the 5-year-old, I think he was in the car with a parent or something. and somebody shot at the car, was shooting at a store. So I don't know. Well, I don't have all the details, but the child got shot in the car. I think that, or is that a different one? I know something like that happened to another child. But is this the same thing that happened? Is it the same child? This is really sad, folks. This is really sad. You know, kids don't know any better. They get in the car with their parents and they ride around town. You know, they're 5 and 6 years old and getting the ice cream cone and sitting in the back seat. They think they're in the car, and all of a sudden bullets flying through the cars and then hit a young child, and all of a sudden he's not here anymore because he thought he was safe. You know, and this type of craziness, these are lunatics that do things like this. They're out of their minds. And what do you think that should happen to people like this if they're caught? Me, you know how I feel. Put them in front of a firing squad. If you kill, you should be killed. And hand me one of the rifles. I'd be glad to pull the trigger. That's right. They should be punished the same way. And they're still in prison all these years and feeding and eating and getting seen by the dentist and the doctor and all these other people, to take care of them and getting an education while they're in jail off of our taxes. But they've killed somebody. It's not right. It's not right, folks. Then you have those that are on what they call death. What they call that? Death right or death row, whatever it is.
Death penalty. Yeah,
they're gonna be killed. They're gonna get the death penalty.
Yeah,
they sit in prison for almost 20 years.
Death row. Mm-hmm.
On death row before they get rid of them. Put them in the electric chair or something. Why let them live all that time? I mean, I'm getting off on something else, but, it's a waste of time. Well, you're a preacher now. You got to give folk time to get saved. No, if they had time to get saved before they pulled a trick and killed somebody. They had time to do it then. So, no. I don't feel that for them now. They decided to pull the trigger on somebody. Somebody said something to them about Jesus before they pulled the trigger, I'm pretty sure. And if they didn't, they had the opportunity to find out.
Yep. Real talk.
But anyway, any rate, what do you think that needs to be done, folks? Somebody help me out before we leave today. What do you think? What needs to be done? I think that if they be hard on these criminals, and other people that are out there see how hard they are on them and they don't play with them, then I think other people would think twice before they commit the crime. But if they see that, hey, oh man, they're easy on people that commit crime, they won't even think twice before pulling the trigger. Oh, well, I can go to jail and go in and maybe get 5 or 6 years and they'll give me probation. But I killed that sapsucker. I killed whoever I wanted to kill. I took his life. (901-213-6020). We're out of time, and if you want to get in, got to be real quick right now. Right now. Like right now. Dominic says it's very unfortunate. It is. It is. GKP says big facts.
Mm-hmm.
Sharon from Washington, from Seattle. Is that Seattle she's from?
I think so.
Yeah. The weapon you live by is the weapon you will die by. I don't know what it is. It seems like black people have forgotten this most important Bible message. Thanks for your comment. No excuse, GKP says. She says, speak on it. Yeah. All right, guys. Hey, we're out of here, and it is 57 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock Central Time. Dominic said the 4-year-old was in my old neighborhood of Westwood. Oh,
wow.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, I hear that's a dangerous neighborhood too, Dominic.
Definitely.
Yeah. Sharon says, black, put your guns down. Said black people, put your guns down. All right. Hey, guys, appreciate your comments on that, and pray for this city. It's really, really out there. I mean, really. There are people leaving this city because of crime. There are people that are dodging, that don't want to come to the city because of crime.
Yeah.
It's bad. It really is. And my heart and our prayers go out for the family of the 4-year-old that was killed and the 13-year-old this past weekend that was killed because of gunfire. Doesn't make sense, folks. All right. Thanks for joining us today. It's been a pleasure to have you to join us in your comments. Oh, thank you so much. And, hey, have a wonderful day today. It's very, very warm outside. Temperature, I think it's supposed to reach 68, almost 70 degrees in some places today. And it's going to be cloudy, chance of rain in the forecast, and chance of snow coming in after the rain leaves and cold air comes in. Whatever moisture is left over in the air, that's probably like that cold air squeezes, like squeezing out a rag. Whatever's left over in that air, that squeezes it out and it falls in that cold air and it makes precipitation. Yeah. But it is. Hey, thanks for joining us today. We'll be back again tomorrow morning. And have a wonderful, blessed day today. Thanks for joining us.
Listening to Talk Back Live with Bob and Josh. Talking about current events and topics that matter. Call in now. 901-213-6020. 901-213-6020. Now, here's Bob and Josh.
This is Sergeant Chris Richardson with Tennessee Highway Patrol. Pedestrian safety is a two-way street. Both drivers and walkers need to do their part to keep roads safe. When you're walking, remember, the drivers may not always see you, so remember to use these tips to continue to walk safely. Wear black clothes, always use crosswalks, and obey signs. Lights and reflectors should be used. And finally, keep alert and do not walk distracted. This message brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Patrol.
CJU's Appliances, located at 3530 Jackson Avenue here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances has the best prices in town. Sales and service, heating and air. Also the best appliances you'll find anywhere in the Mid-South. Refrigerators, microwave stoves, washers and dryers, deep freezers, dishwashers, whatever you need in used appliances. And folks will tell you they're the best used appliances anywhere you'll find. That's CJ Used Appliances, 3530 Jackson Avenue. All appliances come with warranty. You can call them at 901-487-7882. Again, 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances.
Big Graphics Printing, located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, a complete print shop for all your printing needs. They do it all: color copy, resume, funeral program, rubber stamp, full color business cards, wedding and graduation invitations, and more. 30 plus years of quality work and service. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, Tennessee, 901-345-9294. Big Graphics Printing.
C&S Motors Auto Sales, located at 2508 Summer Avenue, here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-323-8778. C&S Motors Auto Sales has been around since 1984. Go by and see Chris today for some of the best pre-owned and used vehicles in the city. They have SUVs, minivans, cars, trucks, whatever you're looking for in pre-owned used vehicles. Hey, you can find it right there at C&S Motors Auto Sales. See Chris since 1984. They will treat you right. Call them at 901-323-8778. That's 901-323-8778. 2508 Summer Avenue, C&S Motors Auto Sales.
This is Sergeant Chris Richardson with the Tennessee Highway Patrol, here to explain the Tennessee Hands-Free Law, which is a new state law effective July 1st, 2019. In Public Chapter 412, it makes it illegal for a driver to hold a cell phone or a mobile device with any part of their body, to write, send, or read any text-based communication, to reach for a cell phone or mobile device in a manner that requires the driver to no longer be in a seated driving position or properly restrained by a seatbelt, to watch a video or a movie on a cell phone or a mobile device, and to record or broadcast video on a cell phone or a mobile device. So, can I still talk on my cell phone while driving? Yes. A driver is permitted to use an earpiece, headphone device, or a device worn on a wrist to conduct a voice-based communication. The driver may use one button on a cell phone or mobile device to initiate or terminate voice communication, and voice-based communication may also be used to send a text message. Learn more at handsfreetn.com.